Alrighty, we are here live once again on the Twitch and the YouTube. And I forgot to change the mic setting. And so I started this and realized that there was no mic going out into the world. So put my links in the chat and then we'll get going here. I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment at calendly.com/coach Steve Money. You can email me about anything, and that is coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and that's right there, top of the webcam frame. And lastly, donations. I have 393 subscribers. That needs to be 1,000 before YouTube will give me any money. So in the meantime, you can send donations if you like the channel. Every little bit helps. PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alrighty, as you can see, I did the Ramsey show after show earlier today, and that's at 6 p.m. Eastern time after the Ramsey show is over. Ramsey show video is over, and the most recent game I played is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. I have not played that before. It took me nine streams to finish it, and that was a great game. And I saw the Uncharted movie last night, and that was a great movie. I put that on par with National Treasure. So do recommend that. But right now what we're doing is tech support, and I have 25 plus years of tech support, of being a PC repair tech. And so let's get into it. Let's see if I can do this correctly here. Tech support, maybe occasionally a witty retort. Tech support. Don't forget your covers on your TPS reports. Okay, that's all I got so far. Still working on that. So yeah. Let's get going. Let's get rid of that right there. Let's go to the tech support. Don't need that tab there. And let's sort by new. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Posted just now from flimsy_share_571. I'm having problems with my new PC. So I bought a new PC last week with Ryzen 5, 2600, 16 gigabytes of RAM, Radeon 6500 XT, a better video card than mine, jealous. But I'm having issues that I'm trying to figure out. I'm having constant blue screens and my games just stop working. I put a Wi-Fi adapter from other PC that's having the same issues since we made this change. We already installed Windows multiple times, updated drivers on both PCs, everything you can possibly imagine. Could it be that one change that made our PC made in our PCs like this? If so, is that a solution? Can someone help? Okay, probably not English first language here, but I'm having problems. I bought a new PC last week. If it does not work, if you buy a new electronic item and you get it home and it does not work, you don't put all this work into it. You don't try to install Windows multiple times, etc., etc. You take it back and get one that works. Return it. Get one that works. But let's see if we can. Oh, is that all of it? Okay, that's all of it. Oh, let's see. Constant blue screens. Okay, it could be anything. I mean, it could be just corrupt operating system, but I don't think so. If you tried to install the Windows multiple times, maybe bad hard drive, maybe bad motherboard, bad memory, who knows? You putting the Wi-Fi adapter from the other PC that is having the same issue since. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to understand this since I believe this person does not have English as a first language. But yeah, when you buy something new and it doesn't work, you take it back and get a working one. PCs aren't a thing where you buy it brand new and then you have to make it work. It's supposed to work automatically. All right. You are welcome, Junk. I'm glad it helps you. Let's see. Don't know that much about Mac OS. Let's see what the iPad is stuck in a boot loop for months and I get error 4013. Does anyone know how I can retrieve the data from the hard drive? You would have to remove the drive from the iPad and connect it to another device, either another iPad or a Mac of some type to be able to pull that data off of there. I mean, I guess you could probably maybe have an adapter that would even connect to another iPhone, but you'd have to have a adapter for the drive, and depending on what kind of drive is in there. Yeah. All right, so this is another phone thing. Let's see. About a week ago, my emails on the Android app stopped refreshing, and while over on the Gmail app, it shows only emails from Uber and Cash app. As the title says, I tried a bunch on the boilerplate troubleshoot, synced and unsynced my Gmail account. For example, I can't get it to refresh. My default go-to email app is the Android email app with my Gmail synced. Almost never use the Gmail app. Use the Gmail app to see if that works. So, I mean, you can remove that email and reinstall it if you want to check to see if you are getting emails at all. Just open a web browser and go to mail.google.com and enter your username and password in, and you'll see it on the server. And that's a direct that's not pulling it into an app from the cloud. That's going to the cloud, to the mail server from the Google, and you're looking at the emails right on the server. So do that to see if that's working. And like I said, you can remove the email, remove the account basically from the email app, and then you add it back in. If you're not having problems getting email at all, which you can check again on the browser. All right, this is Timorous. PC stopped detecting HDMI connected LG Smart TV. Eric, is the PC stopped detecting it or the TV stopped displaying the PC? Okay, this guy or gal admits it right off the bat. Okay, English is my second language, so sorry for spelling errors or if I sound weird. So far, better than the first person. Also, don't know if I tagged this post right. It was time for a clean Windows install, so I backed up the things I wanted to save and reinstalled Windows 10 Pro. For this, I used my LG Smart TV as a monitor, and everything worked fine. I'm using a LG monitor for I think mine's LG, isn't it? Nope, Sanyo, my bad. Sanyo's TV as a monitor. So when Windows was installed, I updated the drivers. I did it through Device Manager. Display adapters updated both my integrated graphic card and my NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 6GB, which is slightly better than my video card. Jealous again. When that didn't make the TV work, I downloaded GeForce Experience and updated the 1060 drivers through that, and it's still not working. It's not the HDMI cable, it's not the pins. How do you know? It worked fine just before I reinstalled Windows. Well, anything that changed before you reinstall Windows could be the problem. If it shows it's having a if it shows it has those drivers in there and those devices don't have a problem, in Device Manager Okay, so what you do is I assume you tested the TV some other way. Like if you have cable TV, which probably you shouldn't in this day and age, because everything's on the internet. But either that or some other source you connected to the LG Smart TV to make sure that it works. You do that. Um, if you don't have anything else to do that, make sure that the TV is working by powering it off and back on. And when you turn it on, it will show the logo of the manufacturer. So it will show a LG logo on there. And then it'll say, oh, there's no HDMI. Because that's how you're connecting it. It'll say, oh, there's no HDMI source. So it's not seeing it. But yeah, you don't know if you don't know if it's just a driver thing, or if you don't know that it's the HDMI cable unless you tried it with a different source and it did work. You don't know if it's the pins and the HDMI cable. You don't know that. Just because it worked fine, just before you reinstall Windows, Windows worked fine before you did that too. So you cannot do that. Let's see if there's anything I left out. You could take your computer to a different monitor. Try a different monitor if you have one there. If not, go to a friend or family member's house and connect it to one of their monitors to see if that works. Or you can take their monitor. You can borrow their monitor and bring it back with you to your house and try it there to make sure it works. Let's see. Did anybody else? Oh, nobody else commented yet. But yeah, you gotta eliminate all of the possibilities. But yeah, and like I say, definitely you tested your TV could have gone out in that time. Coincidences happen all the time, and a part can decide to go bad right when you try to do a reinstallation of Windows. And also, did it go out? And what other problems were you having that made you say it was time for a clean Windows install? So that could have something to do with it as well. Alrighty. All right, this from a Vintage Vortex. Valorant, that is a game. Going full screen mode freezes screen but keeps audio and input. Full screen mode causes screen in-game to completely freeze. Okay, so what we're going to do is search for that. Let's see. I'm playing on a laptop. Pretty my okay. Integrated GPU instead of the dedicated one. If you're playing what? Oh, Valorant tech support. That's probably the same person. Let's see if it is. It is. That's Vintage Vortex. The same person. Yeah, 21 minutes ago here and there. So, let's see if this gives other information like it already has. Oh no, I didn't read it. That's my fault. I didn't read the whole other thing. So, as it generally plays smoother for some reason and doesn't cause heating issues. Okay. Well, this is why you do not get a gaming laptop, because of the heating issues, because everything's so cramped in there. And so if you put the same video chip inside a laptop that you do in a desktop, you will get less performance out of it because it will get too hot and it will have to throttle down, whereas one in a desktop system has more airflow, more room. Let's see. So whatever I play generally smooth for some reason doesn't cause heating issues. So that's a problem right there. However, a problem I'm facing that the full screen mode on Intel GPU, contrary to using my 940 MX graphics, and that's because the Intel UHD 620 is way lesser of a video chip than the GeForce 940 MX. That's why. That's why it doesn't do as well. They wouldn't put two of the same type of graphics processors in there, the same level. The NVIDIA one is way better. Makes the screen freeze all while maintaining sound and input. That does happen. Your screen will freeze and you will still hear the sound. Let's see. I have not been able to figure it out why this is happening. Would like to play full screen, as it is known to greatly boost performance. Apparently not for in your situation. Tried disabling FS optimizations, updating drivers, running different compatibility modes. Would appreciate help in this matter. Did anybody? All right. Damn, dead sub, I guess. So now it's because you have a hard problem to figure out. Let's see, combination of RAM and a portion of your hard drive is according to this. When you if your computer runs out of RAM when you're playing a drive, your system will dip into virtual memory to save files temporarily. If the size of your virtual memory is not big enough to save temporary files, it may cause your computer to freeze. That's one thing. So it just depends on that. Let's see what we got here. Does he say? Okay, it's the same thing. He just puts the same thing into this. Or she. Chicks play video games. All right, so let's see what we want to have. We want to have Valorant. PC spec requirements. Let's see what we got here. Recommended. This is recommended, not minimum though. But yeah, so if you don't have that good of a processor, does he say? He doesn't say. Oh, until i7 8th generation, that should be fine processor. But again, you're trying to play games on a Windows laptop, baby, on a laptop. It's gonna get a lot hotter. When it gets hot, it throttles down the performance. It could also be a deal where if you're trying to play without it plugged in, that automatically, most times, changes it to balance mode or battery saving mode, and then it's not going to give you that much performance. You need to have it plugged in and set to maximum performance if you're going to try to do that. But yeah, GeForce GT 730, Radeon R7 240. Let's see what we have here. 940 MX. So theoretically, I think that would be enough, but you do have to use this because this is not good enough. The Intel on board is not good enough. And so why that's happening is unknown. Let's see. Another thing, try other games as well to see if it does that for full screen as well. Although an i7 8th generation, that should be plenty of CPU for that game. So, but you may have other issues going on in there. If you download it, and I know this is what I say all the time for every problem. If you downloaded a bunch of crap, it's going to be running in the background, and so you need to go into Task Manager, type in Task Manager in the search box at the bottom of the screen, bottom left next to the start button, and type in Task Manager. Go into Task Manager, click on More Details and the Startup tab, and you disable all of that crap in there. You don't need any of that running when Windows starts. Maybe you leave the antivirus, but if you have other antivirus installed, that even could be causing a problem. You can leave the antivirus enabled, and if you still have the same problem, you can check to see if it's the antivirus by temporarily uninstalling it. When you uninstall it, if it's a different one than Windows Defender will reactivate itself. And so that's what I would suggest on this one. Yeah, this one is can be a rough problem to figure out what this is, but you know, I mean, I get they have gaming laptops, and this one is probably decent, um, like a low mid level maybe, um, or high low level one. As far as, I mean, that's I have a GeForce 1050 Ti, but mine's in a desktop system, so it can get much warmer before it starts throttling it back down. So yeah, you're having other issues as well, I think. Maybe check the Valorant. Let's see. Valorant going full screen for channel. Let's try that to see if that comes up with anything other than my boys or girls post. Valorant freezes mid-game randomly. Here are solutions. I would check any of these. Bottleneck GPU, CPU, GPU. Full screen freeze Valorant. Is that? Oh, look at that. Hey, look. Let's see. Some say it should be updated. Apparently, they didn't have that. Them really reinstalling the drivers helped. This one person helped. So, yeah. But yeah, trying to do it on a laptop is the main problem here, I'm guessing. Although there could be a problem. Because, like I said, theoretically, you should have enough video. But he's not going to be able to play it using the Intel. Just because it's smoother doesn't mean anything. Alrighty. This from P Savage 88. Aorus F5 HDMI 2.1 monitor won't allow capture via Elgato. Elgato is one word. Elgato means the cat, though, and it's separate like this. 4K 60 with zero. Okay. Anyone other trying to hook up their capture card to a HDMI 2.1 monitor? Well, we would look up Elgato. Whoops. Okay, it's not gonna let me do that. Elgato, what is it? 4K 60 HDMI 2. Elgato. Was it 42K 60? HDMI 2.1. Monitor. 4K 120. Let's see what it is. Elgato 4K 60. That's what I have on there, right? Oh, 4K 60. Is it 4K 60? 4K 60. Okay. At this time, there are no capture devices from Elgato that support 4K 120. That's 120. Okay. And see, and they want to put it to the PS5. Just get a black screen on monitor, but on my computer via the streaming app, I see the home screen from both PS5 and or Xbox, depending on which I have hooked up. No, let's see. Have you tried? You hook the monitor up to a different source. Yeah, and it might be the problem that it's a 2.1 monitor, probably new 2.1 monitor, and that might be why. All right, this one from Fox. Baffled as to how I'm rubber banding or lagging in games. Fox 40. No, Fox was 43 minutes ago. I've been experiencing rubber banding and lagging in Valorant and League of Legends. The kids love their Valorant, apparently. Ever since I moved into my new apartment, even though I now have better internet. Posting the speeds, and I'm actually out of ideas how to fix this content. Download 450 megabits per second. That should be fine. Upload 19. Sure. Latency not. All that should be fine. I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is. Open link in new tab. Oh, that just says what the internet speed test is. So I believed you. Rubber banding and lagging in Valorant. Again, you might not have a good enough processor or video card. If it was working when you moved in your old apartment, then there's something going on. Maybe you the thing to check on that, again, the task manager disabled all the startup items. Maybe you downloaded a new program. Also, you have a thing where these games get updated quite a bit sometimes. If there's an update, it could have possibly broke something. It could have made the requirements be a little bit more. There's a bunch of stuff, but rubber banding and lagging. I don't know what rubber banding is. Let me see. I mean, I play games all the time, but I don't know what the rubber banding in game. The backward popping of characters in motion. Oh, okay, so they like that and then go like that. Yeah, your computer's not handling the game. Have you tried a high resource non-online game to see if that plays fine? Also, put your PC specs in when you ask a tech support question. And what else do we want to know? If it's a laptop, it's not going to play games as well as a desktop with the exact same specs due to the compactness and therefore more heat, so therefore more throttling. All right, maybe we'll come back to that one. And they will add, they have a thing where the OP, this is the original poster, that's this person here, can put in a reply to that. And it'll mark them as the OP, and then we can get more information. So we'll see. Weird stuff going on. This by TradeXRZ. Let's see. Hey, does anybody know why in the back of my Xfinity modem router, where I have my Ethernet plugged in, instead of it blinking yellow, it's blinking orange? Huh? Never seen this before. Please help. I've done all the above. Hard reset. Is the router done for? Does it work is the question. Yeah. Is your internet now still working in that port? All right. And they have the orange light. from just Googling it. This person Googled it. And so that's what a lot of the kids will just ask in the Reddit instead of Google it themselves and find the answer themselves, which they could in about 2 seconds. But that's all right. It's the business we've chosen. Can't expect you to Google. Alrighty. PC not starting after sudden shutdown. Sunny Noodles. A few days ago, my PC shut off and could not power it back on. Most likely power supply. I built this PC in January this year and have had 0 problems since I built it. If I pull power and clear the remaining juice in the board, then plug it back in, I can get the fans to all spin and then it shuts off again. A bad power supply, which I think I'll have to type. A bad power supply can light lights and spin fans, but not have enough power to boot the computer. Doesn't have enough to boot the computer. It does have enough power to do fans and lights, and that happens all the time. However, today I decided to breadboard the whole PC and see if it would start up. That's where I've never heard that term for it, but that's probably where you take all of the components out of the case and you just set it up so that they're all the stuff is there basically on the table. It worked as soon as I pressed the screwdriver to the power button. Pens. How do you know? Did you get video on there when you did that? However, when I put it back in my case and try to get it, doesn't work and goes back to the restroom. Then I mean the case is maybe shorting it out. Switch to a set of right, yeah. Confirm there are no extra motherboard pins touching the motherboard other than ones I screwed in. Figure, yeah, it could be a grounding issue. Maybe you can get another case if that's it. That was just now. Did it boot to Windows when you breadboarded it? The problem is normally going to be a bad power supply. A bad one can put out enough power to light lights and spin fans, but not be enough to boot the motherboard. Try a different power supply. If you did get video, you didn't get video and it booted to the desktop when you breadboarded. Never heard of that? Called that? Alrighty. So what's next here? I do recommend Atera. Atera is the MSP software. That's for remote monitoring and management, ticketing, PSA, remote access, network discovery, patch management. You can try it for free. And that works great for us. All right, thinking _fun. Hi folks, we're running into a Windows 10 startup issue for over a week and could use a hand system. Ryzen 5600, B450 Tomahawk, MSI brand. 2 times 2 terabytes of Western Digital solid state drives running in RAID 1 configuration via the AMD RAID built-in chipset functionality. Okay. Yeah, if your RAID is broken, that would certainly do it. That's why I recommend to stay away from RAIDs. I mean, it does. RAID 1 is, I believe that one is the RAID where we don't do like even in servers, we don't really do much of that anymore. RAID 1 is, I think, yeah, let's do RAID 0. RAID 1 might be the RAID 1 offers redundancy through mirroring. Okay, written identically to 2 drives. Okay. RAID 0 offers no redundancy and instead uses striping. Data is split across all the drives. So you can put as many drives of the same size in the machine, and it writes a little bit to each one, so that gets you all the data faster. So, but RAID 1 basically makes a copy of the first drive to the second drive. Data is written to both of them at the same time. That way, if you have one go bad, it still works. So, probably would test the drives if we haven't. So, but let's see what else. Graphics Radeon RX 580. Everything else has been disconnected, unplugged during troubleshooting to no effect. Okay, that is good that they did that. This processor does not support built-in graphics. So even if the motherboard has built-in graphics, the processor won't do it. For a Ryzen, it has to have G after the model number, unless they just didn't put it there. Let's see, last Tuesday, the box was running fine. Uses media center device and network attached storage for the household. On Wednesday morning, it had shut down and restarted. I assume this was due to a normally scheduled Windows update. But Windows froze and I had to do a force shutdown by power button. No new software has been installed recently. No updates have been installed manually. As I leave Windows and automatic download updates installed in the middle of night mode, I can't say for sure when the last updates were installed. Since then, Windows simply will not fully start up. Repeated force power off and restart results in Windows boot logo with spinner. I've left this on for more than 24 hours with no effect. No effect. Automatic repair mode with spinner. Twice while attempting, I've gotten automatic repair option screen. First time I tried, removed latest feature update. The screen turned fully blue with no effect. Okay, yeah, I mean, it sounds like Windows 10 installed. I can get the computer to start off that by tweaking the boot sequence on the BIOS. Yep, when booted this way, it doesn't seem to recognize the solid state drives, possibly due to RAID configuration and no driver on the USB stick to recognize it. And the command line starts up, but similarly doesn't recognize the disk volume. Attempts at the boot. So install CD, you would get the same thing. Is there a way when booting off the bootable USB stick to manually add the RAID drivers so that it will hopefully recognize the internal RAID array? You used to be able to do that. It used to ask you during it, do you need to load any drivers? Yeah, I think it does that. No, it does that when you do an install. When you do a repair, I don't think it does give you that option. Break the RAID array in BIOS and unplug one for safety to ensure no data loss. Yeah, it's supposed to... do a full test of both drives. You can also remove one drive and try to boot off that. Should still work via RAID 1. unless it's already broken. If it doesn't boot, switch the drives to try the other drive. Oh, I forgot to put you can add a driver during Windows install, but I don't recall that option being given when doing a repair via the install. All right, we'll see if that reveals anything as well. All right, let's go back up all the way here, and so we can see. Okay, so I don't have any new emails. So if anybody puts a comment there on the old ones, it'll. So I think the either the bell will notify me or the chat thing will light up. One of those will happen. I don't live on the Reddit, so I don't know. All right, what time is it? 8:49. Go for about 11 more minutes or so here. All right, this is fun. From Grove 69. Tons of random pictures on the PC. I recently have decided to go through old photos on a parent's PC. Saw tons and tons of random photos on it, making it super slow, and sometimes hundreds of photos appear in a day. How do I stop it and get rid of it? I don't know if it's connected to the internet. Disconnect it. I don't know where they would be appearing from. Multiple pictures won't slow down the computer unless the drive is filled to capacity. That's right. You can see if they're syncing their mobile devices to the computer with program where the photo is being stored. Was the operating system? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, slow down just the Photos app. They don't have a OneDrive. Delete the photos sometimes. Use Windows. I couldn't find out where the file's location. Right? Okay, so there's pretty much nothing we can do about that with the information that he's given. So what they say, the Photos app. It doesn't add photos. They have to be taking photos constantly or something, or to get that to happen. I don't know where else that would come from. I mean, if it's malware or something like that, downloading them again, disconnected from the internet. I don't know what you're trying to do to go through them. I don't know if you're trying to get rid of some or what. So, not enough information on that one. This is from I-spill-soup. How do I activate Windows? You type in, I believe, activation on here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, activation setting. You type in activation in the drop down, in the not the drop down box, in the search box in Windows 10 at the bottom left. Little faded message on the bottom of my right screen says activated or to activate Windows. Open the activation bar in settings, but it freezes every time I've opened and restarted my computer. So many times, but that hasn't worked. I Googled it, but that is just saying to go to settings. I don't know what to do. Yeah. Sounds like you have a bad hard drive for some file corruption or some file corruption caused by a bad drive. You actually do not have to activate it. You can check for file corruption by running sfc/scan now from an administrator command prompt. If you don't understand that or know how, Google it. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't always type it in, but if I can type it in fairly quickly, I'll do that. Alright, enrich, yay. Oh, they did get, there was some on there already. Bit new to computers, some a little clueless, yeah. Type SLUI 4. Oh. Yeah, the person doesn't know anything about computers, so probably doesn't know if they have a key or not. In a pre-built computer like your Dell or HP or something like that, ever since Windows 8, the product key is stored in the BIOS. So that way, anytime you install Windows, it pulls it from the BIOS. So perhaps they are using a messed with version of Windows or something like that. Who knows? Let's see. Rattling noise on Radiator. So I bought an MSI MagCore Liquid 240R in November. So that's your liquid cooled setup. So you have liquid cooling down the CPU and the GPU, the processor and the video card. But it started making this weird rattling noise when turning on the PC. I've changed the fans, thinking it was just some faulty fans, but then it didn't stop. I realized it was coming from the radiator's way to fix this, or what do I need to do? Cooler still works great. It's just that noise when turning that on, driving me crazy. So if you got no solution, it'll help, like, make sure the screws are in place, tight. Well, no little square on top of the radiator, I think it's the pump. Unless you can get the stuff tight to there. I don't know if the little square, I don't know if the pump is just like attached to it, and the way it's built, it's a little loose. If that's a little loose, you can't do anything about that. I mean, you could try, like, maybe put some duct tape around it. Let's see. Oh, nobody commented yet, so, and I'm not gonna comment duct tape it. That would be funny though if I did. Okay. Oh, there's a video of the noise. I wonder if they have the video. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. I don't know. Do they have? I don't hear any noise. Let's see if you guys are hearing the noise. No, there's no noise going on through the thing. Huh. Let's see. No, so there's no, and it doesn't show, there's no Oh, there it is, right there. My bad. Where is that? Show me that. Yeah, that would get annoying. And then it stops. Okay, so where is it? Oh, it's right up in here. Yeah, if it stops right after that, I don't know what you can do. It's not showing it to us. We can't see it. Try it one more time, and I'll see if I can pause it. So I think it's right. It's up at the top there. And look, this looks like the solid state drives there. Um, yeah, so all that's up at the top, I think. So yeah, if it's making noise up there, yeah, I don't know if it's built in as part of it. Oh, what the heck? Let's look it up. Liquor MSI Coral G40R. Okay, yeah, so we saw that. All right, so if it's that thing that's moving right there, yeah, you might not be able to. That's the mount plate. If it's inside it, yeah, you're not doing anything about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna put it in there. Yeah, if it's like a pump inside it, that's like the devices inside of this pump part, then you're not doing anything about that. All right, 9 o'clock, quitting time. Let's do one more. This is posted by no underscore yesterday 4898. My PC starts normally, but with a black screen. That's not normally. Just messing with them. Just in my house. What does that mean? As I said, this happened. It just happened when I try to use it in my house. When I turn it on, I see a typical black screen. But I can actually hear the Windows sounds, okay? Then even the Discord notifications. Another weird thing is if I leave it like that for a few hours, the image just suddenly shows up and I can use it normally. Took it to a friend's place and he repairs PCs, but there it starts completely normal. And that happens when you take cars in for repair as well. It works fine. Here's this thing I changed. Changed all wires, monitor, video card, connected, wired, integrated video. Changed power supply, updated all kinds of driver, even BIOS, many configurations I found on the internet. Stupid question, how do you change the outlet in which device is plugged into? Make sure you plug it directly into the wall, not a battery backup device, and not a power strip surge protector. That's right. Also, what else? What else? Also, if it's a desktop, did you use a different monitor at your friend's house? People just don't think about it. Especially, it's the same thing as financial problems as well. If your friend is having the problem, you can think about it much more clearly than if it's your own problem. Same thing with computers. Did you use a different monitor at your friend's house? Or Is it a laptop? Alrighty. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this week's tech support with Coach Steve Money. Let me get that tech support logo back in there. Look at that. There we go. Now it's lined up all nice. Alrighty, so upcoming streams. We have Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Ramsey show after show. Mondays, 8 p.m. There's going to be tech support with Coach Steve Money. The Ramsey coach support, I'm going to start doing that. When I do that, I'll do that like at the end of the Ramsey show after show. So this will be chess. I just need to change this. It'll be just tech support will be on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And Wednesdays, no set time, Curse of Oak Island recap. And that is not going to happen this week because there's no Curse of Oak Island because Abraham Lincoln has taken over the History Channel for the week. And so none until March 1st for the Curse of Oak Island and beyond Oak Island. I think they'll both be back on that day. Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Old Man Video Gaming. And I do a bunch of other I do bonus Old Man Video Gamings all the time. And I might even do one tonight in maybe a half an hour or so. I don't know what I will play though. As I said, yesterday I just finished Uncharted 2, Among Thieves, which I hadn't played before. And I have played the third one and the fourth one. And Uncharted Lost Legacy, which in fact I think that one is the best one, even though Nathan Drake is not in that one. Alrighty, and to give my plugs again, I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. The link is at the top of the chat and in the video description, or you can just click this link on my YouTube banner. Go to the home page, and so that's what it would normally look like without that there, unless I'm live. paypal.me/Coach Steve Money for donations. If you like what you're seeing, every little bit helps. And I got to get 1,000 subscribers before YouTube will give me any money. Can't get super chats or anything like that either until I get those 1,000. Instagram is instagram.com/Coach Steve Money, no spaces on there as well. And you can email me, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can ask me anything about anything on my channel, tech support stuff, general computer stuff, Oak Island, financial coaching stuff, the songs I've written, anything at all that's on your mind. I'd be more than happy to interact with you. Alrighty, make smart, technical, and financial decisions every day.